So I'm normally not one to come on here and like talk or like speak. So this is kind of awkward for me, but we're going to get through it. So I've been obviously getting a lot of questions and a lot of DMs about how that whole thing went down and what happened and how everything like came into play. Let me preface this by saying that no, my husband is not actually upset. He wasn't mad at all. He was actually very, very happy. And I texted my family about it like after it happened and everything, and he was like, it was actually a sweet moment. So I thought that that was really sweet that he decided to say that and he let me have my moment. So the question I've been getting asked the most is like about the tickets and where we were sitting and where we were at.
So let me deep dive into this and just tell y'all what I'm seeing and what's being communicated. All right. I actually had to cut out a major portion of the beginning of that whole Chris Brown video, and it was quite diabolical. I mean, basically, he had, and it's a part of the show. I think that Usher got a part of the show also. I'm not sure. I've heard something about it, but they actually here in Detroit at this time, as of the recording of this video, because it's three shows. And this particular show, I don't think this was in Detroit, but this was in somewhere else before they got here. This woman who is allegedly married is basically catching a bunch of backlash because it was diabolical. I mean, when they was laying on the ground, he kissed her in the mouth and she was shaking, and so she basically had her moment. And there's mixed reactions. On one hand, you have a bunch of people that are basically like, "Yo, this is wild. How come people can't go and enjoy a show, but it don't have to be more than whatever that is, right? As far as just enjoying the show." On the other end, it's a whole bunch of girls that are saying, "Man, I want to get my part in line. I know that she was fast tracked into getting to backstage." And then that whole narrative and that whole situation is diabolical. But here's the real skinny of it, right? You're gonna always have two boats. It's gonna be a group of people that is like, "Yo, I want to be a part of the crew. I want to be a part of the backstage pass. I want to be the groupies. I want to be all of that," right? And then you're gonna have the other group of people who they're going to say they are hating because they basically holding these people accountable and saying, "Why isn't there any more decorum? Why isn't there anybody that is reasonable and just being able to enjoy the show? Why would a married woman go up there and embarrass herself, embarrass her family, embarrass her man, all for the sake of a moment, and that moment is gonna live in infamy for the rest of her life." Here's my synopsis of the whole thing: is that people are going to do whatever it is that they want to do, and so I've largely stopped trying to convince culture, trying to convince people that they need to do the thing that's in their own best interest, and started spending more time focusing on highlighting what I think makes the most sense and what's reasonable, which is one of the reasons why I'm having this conversation with you guys right now, of what I think makes the most sense, and then I just let the chips fall where they may, right? Those that want to have a more ideal outcome are going to heed it, and those that want to be a part of the streets is a part of the streets. What people don't understand is that you don't change the streets into being anything that you want it to be. You're not going to stop people from showing up at the concert. You're not going to stop groupies from wanting to be backstage. You're not going to stop women from hoeing. And the good girls is going to be the good girls, right? But the thing that you want to do is you want to empower people with information to help them to understand that they need to make a better decision, because you don't want to go viral for the wrong reasons, and the internet is infamous. It's going to live forever. You know what I'm saying? But there's going to be people that don't care. There's going to be people that's put for the streets, and it don't matter how much you preach to them, no matter how much you try to tell them, they're going to do what they want to do. And then it's going to be people on the other side that say, "You know what? I want to make a better decision for myself, and I want actual real wealth, and I want real success, and I want to be, ideal within God's eyes." So she's basically basking up, right? Taking up all of the moment, really living in it, embracing it. And it's funny because I know people that went to the concert, not her concert, but the one couple of the ones here in Detroit, and they was just like, "Yo, these chicks is wild. Absolutely, positively insane and wild with their behavior and how they're moving in these events and at these concerts." And so, you just observe them. It's like observing an animal in the wild, doing what they do. And I just feel sorry for their fathers. I feel sorry for their parents. I feel sorry for the people that actually spent their time probably pouring into them and raising them and trying to make them the best possible. And then they turn around and they basically embarrass themselves, and they embarrass, their entire family because they don't know how to control themselves and enjoy a concert. But it's a part of the concert where people are super twerking, and It's one versus the other one on stage versus one in the audience. And the majority of the people that's going to the show are women. You know what I'm saying? It's women. And it's women from all demographics, but they outside. They outside and they showing off. So you can't tell them what to do. You just gotta let them be for the streets, bro.
A lot of people think it's in the pit, but it's not. My husband actually got the tickets for me as a Mother's Day gift, so shout out to him for that. We normally go to Chris Brown concerts all the time, so this isn't anything new for us. Normally we sit front row. But this year we decided to sit by stage B. It was the Barstools, the Diamond Barstool package, which 10 out of 10, honestly. Like, they had seats up there. You were able to have like a little drink token. Like, I really enjoyed that aspect of everything. And they had a waiter that was like coming around giving drinks. So I normally don't drink at a Chris Brown concert. Like, I normally never drink, but I was a little tipsy, so. The very first thing that happened, so Chris and Usher obviously did their thing. 10 out of 10 show. Me and my husband had a blast. We were enjoying the entire night.
She talking about them like they on a first name basis, like they just great. Chris and Usher, they did their thing. And if her husband was there and he watched this, yo, I couldn't, bro. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in the world. No way in the world that you ever get me to subject myself to such foolishness. I couldn't do it. If y'all seen the further part of the video, it's 10 times worse, bro. And I'm always gonna link back to the woman in the description of the video to give credit where credit is due, regardless of whether I agree or not. But it's diabolical. If your girl is out there doing this and you find out about it, you need to cancel that immediately, bro.
Lance actually came over and I saw him and I was like, oh my god, I loved Lance. So I was like, I have to get a photo with Lance. If you're a true Chris Brown fan, like, you know all the dancers, you know who everybody is. So I ended up taking a photo with Lance and he was really nice. Our photo didn't even come out right, so I tapped him and I was like, hey, sorry, like, can we get one more? And he was more than willing to do so. He was like, yeah, of course, not a problem. Now for the interaction itself, that was actually like, I'm still literally shaking, and it's been 2 days since it happened. Like, I'm in bliss, and it's like, I don't know when I'm gonna shut up about this or when I'm gonna come down from my high, because that was literally insane. Like, highlight of my life. So people were asking me, like, was it staged or did somebody come to me beforehand and pick me or whatever? No, that's not what happened at all. I literally just saw him when he stepped down from the stage and he was on the other side. He was interacting with the crowd and, he was walking through. So I was like, oh, maybe he's going to come over to this side. I really didn't know. So I just flipped the camera around and I started recording myself just in case, because I was like, if this happens, like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it did end up happening. I'm laughing because Chris literally, like, eyed my husband down before walking over to me, which I thought was hilarious. And my husband also thought it was funny too. But I didn't know that he was gonna do that. So I stuck my hand out and he grabbed my hand and we had our little moment. He was singing in my ear. A lot of y'all keep asking, like, what does he smell like? Bro, heaven. That man smells so good. Like, I don't even know how, after performing and doing all these shows, like, he smelled amazing. So yeah, I'm literally still like, ugh, like, I can't get over this. Like, I'm never gonna live this. Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. If y'all have tickets to go to this tour, you're gonna enjoy yourself. It was amazing. I had a blast. I wish I could just relive that day over and over and over again. But yeah, so if y'all are going, congratulations. That's all I have to say. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your night. I don't know if Chris is gonna do that thing again where he's coming down off the stage. Hopefully he does, so everybody else could, have that experience and have that moment. But yeah, that was basically everything that happened.
Talk about being emasculated, talk about being humiliated. And I'm only speaking about it from the guy's perspective, because women gonna do what they want to do. Don't matter if they married, don't matter if they out there in the streets. What we gotta do as guys is you just gotta move accordingly. And you can't even get mad at Chris Brown, you can't get mad at Usher, you can't get mad at any of them for doing what they do on the songs. Willing participants, they gonna do what they gonna do. But let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace.